What's going down, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Triple Forte Matt. Today we're back playing some more Outlast 2 on the PC. We're in episode 3 of the long play tips and strategies for insane mode. Now in this video we're going to cover from the raft all the way down to the mines. We're not going to complete the mines, but we're going to get pretty deep into the mines. Now today is a special day because today's my birthday, which means that I've aged 1 year from 15 to 16, and I've sped up the raft portion here. It literally was like 10 minutes not sped up, and I was like, there's nothing that can harm me here at the raft, so why not speed it all up for the sake of the people watching, because I'm at the mercy of everybody's attention span and how much energy I put into the video. Anyways, that was a little bit of a sidetrack. So you may be asking, what am I doing for my birthday today? And I really don't know what I'm doing for my birthday. I plan on doing nothing actually, except going to school and then coming home and doing homework, which thankfully, since we just had map testing today, is literally none. But my parents, actually my mom and sister, asked me if I wanted to go out to dinner with them tonight, and my dad got me some ice cream and some delicious lemon cake, which I have not yet indulged in. So it's gonna be a bit of a fun evening for me, and then everything goes back to normal after 12 o'clock tonight. Doesn't that suck? Like, you just get to spend like the 15 hours awake on your birthday, and then once the next day comes, it's bad because everything goes back to normal. Anyways, here we're getting the raft back. Someone did make a good point in their review video. It's actually the Angry Joe Show. I don't understand how you can push a tree in this game but not push back at least the smaller enemies. Now, if you get in contact with Marta, you should die, but you should at least be able to push back the smaller enemies, because this game has so many enemies, and if people even walk a centimeter in front of you or a meter in front of you, you're gonna die. This is when your boat breaks down, I believe. We're getting close, and here's where I slowed it down. Okay, so now that we're back into the tips and strategies, thank you for all the happy birthday wishes in the comment section down below, because I know you guys are respectful of an audience and will do that for me, so I'm thanking you guys in advance. There are gonna be some heretics. I don't know if they're called heretics, but there are gonna be some enemies behind you after your raft completely breaks down. I believe we're getting to that point soon. And let's just hope that this commentary, which has now been shortened down from an hour long to probably about 40-50 minutes. I think it's 40 minutes actually. Doesn't take that long, because I don't know when we're leaving to go to the restaurant. I don't even know where we're going. They were just like, you want to go out to eat tonight? And I usually don't do anything, alright? I'm the type of person that, after working a long, hard week at school, I come home and I play video games and I make YouTube videos if I have the time. So, I just don't do anything. And I just figured this one time I'll make an exception because it's my birthday and I don't really do anything. Anyways, with that little section there, you just have to make sure you dodge the heretic off to the right. It's actually pretty simple, and you're going to be thrust into the pool. Now, I'm saying this because I died immediately, and I kept that in there because I wanted to show you how fast you needed to get your orientation. I think it works better when it's in insane mode because you don't have any saves. When you spawn in nightmare mode, they spawn you in the direction of Father Loudermilch in demon form, and it gives you the opportunity to turn around. But when you don't have that opportunity, I was just a little bit dazed and confused on where to go. So do a 180, and you're not going to use your light if you're going for the Messiah trophy, so spam your space key or your jump key because you don't know where the edge of the pool is. Learned that tip from PS4 trophies, and I actually got lost here. So I talked about in my earlier videos trying to be organized and stuff with the content, but I felt like that was just going to take way too long, and it would just drive out or lengthen the time that these videos would take to get produced. So I decided to just record for an hour, and you know, I figured, like I did in this video, I'd find my way around. And I did. And I just cut to those portions where I found my way. So what you want to do for that little section there is you want to go into the bathroom with the light in it and open that toilet stall there. And then from that point on, after the blood comes, follow Jessica through the hallway. I'm looking behind me here because I'm hearing the demon music, but I didn't see the demon, and I'm like, where is he? I'm not sure if he could harm you back there, so just... He can harm you now, so... Run to the left and then take a right. So yeah, I've cut out the sections where I've gotten lost and turned around and all those things, and it was quite a bit during this section because I haven't played this portion of the game in a while. But I didn't want to waste time perfecting it, because when you waste time trying to be perfect, which you can't really do, I mean, you can waste your time if you want to, but nobody's perfect, and I just didn't feel like doing that. Playing the game over without recording what was wrong, what you shouldn't be doing, and trying to get it right on the first go. For the camera, it's not my style anymore. It just takes way too long, and nobody's perfect, so I just go by those standards now. I'm not even sure what portion we're coming up to next here. Played this last night, I believe, and cut up all the footage for you guys. So I'm gonna try and commentate as best as I can. Oh, you're actually in the section. Yes, you're coming into the section raining blood. You're actually already in it. And you're coming to the section of the game where there are like cats chasing you. Evil cats. Let's just call them evil cats because they make weird cat noises. This is actually a perfect example of what not to do, because I got caught in a glitch, and I kept this in here to show you guys that you don't want to run where I ran first, because if you get stuck there, you're not getting out of there, and it would suck. It would really suck for you to be on insane mode and get stuck in a stupid glitch like this that you didn't know was there. So you can see me eventually shining my light on it, I believe, or maybe I'll cut that portion out. I'm not able to move here, so I'll cut that portion out. You can see me here trying to shimmy my way out. It's not working. You're looking for a door, actually, so feel around for the interact key, and that's where you need to go. You can also see that I'm using my light in this section because even though Messiah trophy is in the title, I haven't played through this section in the game in a long time, and I needed my light to kind of guide me just because I didn't remember the path. Now obviously if you're going for Messiah trophy, which I will be doing, I'm going to be using all these strategies since they work for nightmare mode. I'm just going to be doing it without my light, and when you're doing something without your light, you want to make sure you memorized all the paths so that you don't have to use your light even a little bit. And remember, you're not like me, alright? You're not at the mercy of someone else's attention span when you're doing these commentaries and when you're having gameplay behind these commentaries. So you can take all the time in the world you need to orient yourself and figure out exactly where you need to go without using your light. Not much.
Birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh, snap, you got me a card? I got a card for my birthday, guys. Yeah. I want to get a live commentary, and it's fine. Forgot. Jump scare. Alright, happy birthday to a brother who's really special.
Wait, Lynn? Have you seen her?
Tender thoughts card. Thank you.
The lucky ones they killed. Get out! We have to leave. We have to go.
If it weren't for me, you might have been Mom's favorite. Love you. And I got some cash money, boys. It's lit. Alright, back to the live commentary. That was a bit of a side note. Thank you, Jesus. I do appreciate the cash. Alright, so we're coming into the next portion of the game. You guys should probably already know this if you're trying to go for the Messiah trophy. That you want to interact with that computer. And after you interact with that computer, I believe a door will open, allowing you to move on to the next section. Right after you interact with the computer that is in front of me, it's actually to the right. And then the door will open. So there's nothing really going on. You know, I had a topic in my head to talk about, but it just went away, so I'm not even gonna mention it. Lost my train of thought, immediately messed that up, but it's probably for good reason. We might be actually encountering the next chase here. For this section, I believe you actually want to follow Jessica through the tight hallway. And this is another section where I messed up, and you just want to make sure you memorize the path so that you can speed run this. I kept running around kind of counterclockwise in this specific area, but what you want to do is once you enter that first door, you guys can see I've cut out that section, started at the beginning of the hallway. Once you enter that first door, follow the light and go down the stairs, and Father Loudermilch will actually be down here to greet you once again. Run back around and make your way to the other door. I'm talking really loud in this commentary. Hopefully the spikes aren't that bad when I try and edit this. It might take me a lot of time. Right, and I do believe we're coming back into contact with the cat enemies. This is actually going to be our first encounter. I talked about them a little bit earlier in the commentary, but here's where you're really coming in contact with them. You have to crawl underneath some broken staircase. And I actually took this strategy from PS4 trophies because I really did try on these guides to make my own strategy for the sake of being different and not to showcase off someone else's strat, but it literally was the only strategy that I could find to work. You guys can see that I'm hiding in this locker here. Not locker, but in this here trash can. And I don't know if he saw me, which is why he immediately decided to check there. But don't hide there because there are two enemies. Yeah, he just picks me out, hits me once, and then taps me again, and I'm dead. So don't waste your time trying to hide there. I wasn't even able to pick up my camera and attempt to run. Okay, so what you want to do after you crawl underneath the staircase for a little bit and you see the enemy, you want to go to the left and stand to the left side of the door. The first enemy is not actually going to path in that direction. He's going to be off to the left where he killed me before. And the second guy is actually going to bash through that door. And like PS4 Trophy stated, if you watched his video or, you know, anybody else's video who's done this strategy, the cat is actually going to bust 5 meters into the door, allowing you to run in his direction. And this is where memorizing the path comes into play, because I didn't memorize the path, but I didn't want to die, so I'm using my light. Just make sure you practiced over and over and over and over so you have these things ingrained in your head. And don't panic while you run, because I'm getting stuck on a few things while I play. So, you don't want that to happen. Just keep it moving. And we're actually coming back in contact with Father Loudermilch, because we're going to be leaving this section after we push this crate out the way and going back to the school. Okay, I do believe we're actually making our way to the library. It looks like we are, because we haven't touched that yet. The library is honestly, I expected it to be a lot harder, but it's actually pretty simple, and it's one of those things where you just have to memorize the path. Yeah, we're making our way there right now, I think. Yep, because that door behind me is going to open up. I think this was actually the two-person shadow glitch that everybody was talking about, how you run up to that door and you could see like two shadows. Of the character. Small glitch, but creepy indeed. Alright, so the library. This is where you're going to be using a little bit of your light if you're playing it for the Messiah trophy, because the library is a bit of a trick. If you don't really know how far you have to move to get to the different areas of the puzzle. So I cut that portion because I was lost, and now we're actually getting into the library. Alright, so I'm going to run down this right hallway. I'm still getting confused in here. But even if you get confused, I don't think the monster is actually chasing you until you get to the first bookcase. Once you get to the first bookcase, kind of, you can tell, because it's like, I called it the bookcase, but it's actually stacked books on top of each other. And it looks like you can run on top of them and slide, or crawl through. That's when the monster will actually be chasing you. But you can actually circle around him using the bookshelves to your advantage. And you guys can see just how experienced I am at this. Okay, so when you come here, he's gonna spawn in, turn around. I don't believe he's running at you. Just make sure that he is following you before you try to cross him over, because he could have easily killed me there. I'm not sure how his tracking really works in this specific area. I think that he may have teleported himself again. Kind of how he did when we got to the rooftop of the school, and we were in the small little section where you had to jump off of the railing.
He's coming!
So here, when Jessica says that he's coming, you actually just need to run to where the light is once again, and once you run far enough, you'll activate his chase sequence. After you do that, you want to get out of here immediately. Make sure you use your light. Make sure you're not getting stuck on this little bookshelf like I did down there. And you want to take a left and squeeze through here. Now you're going to be thrust back into the section of the game with the cat enemies. I really don't know what you call these guys. so forgive me if I'm naming them incorrectly. So what you want to do here is simple. You're going to hear a lot of sounds, actually. You want to just push that little wheeler right there. And you want to push that towards the light because that's where you're going to have to go. I believe once you do that, not here actually, you won't have enemies here, but you're going to have enemies in the next section. You can see I'm hesitant here because I'm hearing all these sounds all over the place, but they're not actually going to touch you. You're safe. I usually like to close that door after I open it, just to be safe. But like I said before, you're hearing sounds, but no one's gonna come after you until you press this up against the exit, which is actually gonna be above you, that little section right there. So once you push it up, then get on that thing immediately because the cats are after you. The chase is on. Another section where you just need to memorize the path. And honestly, don't get scared here. Just because you're being chased. You've done this on normal, you've done this on nightmare, I'm assuming. So you know everything, you just gotta make sure you don't lose your cool. There are gonna be some ledges here. Make sure, as I stated in my other commentary, that you're not sprinting when you come up to these ledges because you will fall off as you don't have the balance necessary to tightrope on them. And don't stop running after you get off this thing because they can do the same thing. Cats are very mobile. Back to the school. Alright, so immediately, when you step up from here, Father Loudermilch is going to be in his demon form, and he will immediately chase you. I don't remember if I died here. I think I was actually fast enough, unless I didn't cut it out, to the point where, he didn't get me this time. He probably actually got me because I fudged up with the door. Yeah. Immediately messed that up. Okay, what you want to do here is you want to be fast. Don't worry about closing any doors. Just make sure that you run to the back of the stall, open that up, and make sure you're inside before you close it. It can be really easy to panic, but you know the path. Don't lose your cool. I don't know if that door actually helped, because he just opened them both at the same time, you know? Yeah, we messed this up. Okay. Okay, hopefully we didn't actually screw this up. Okay, yes. Once you do that, immediately crawl. I'm kind of getting into a glitch here. And what I like to do is I like to look at his little path, blood path on the floor. I believe that once you're actually in the stall, he won't hurt you if you're crouched. He doesn't actually see you. But you want to wait until the lights actually turn on, and you'll see it because the stall door will actually turn from kind of a light blue to a green. And that'll let you know that you're safe to leave the room. So, you know, just wait for that, and you're gonna make a mad dash to run to where Father Loudermilch was before, so that you can leave the area. There is a trash can that you can get stuck on when you make it up the stairs. So make sure so you don't get stuck on that. You either use your light, or once you open up that top door, hang a tight left, so that you don't get stuck on that. And you're gonna run to the door down here. Once you're in there, because my recording just skipped, you're safe. I believe we're actually on the last little chase section with the enemies that are cats. Make sure you make that jump. I couldn't imagine dying right there. That would be horrible. Slightly confused on where to go here, so you guys can call me a derp in the comment section if you want to. I'm giving you permission for that. Once you head down here, you're gonna have to make a 180 because there are gonna be enemies behind you, and just crawl up the path. You're gonna get to a section where there's not gonna be any more path that you can crawl up, and when you get there, you'll know it because you won't see another tight entrance point. Jump up. Yeah, it's coming up right here. I was actually confused. You want to jump up there. Keep running, keep climbing, because remember, these cats are mobile. What has happened to my video clip? It disappeared, guys. I don't know what happened to it. It's gone. Let me stop this part of the commentary, and I'll come back when it's back. Alright, so we're back. Thankfully, the part that got cut out was a small clip that wasn't really edited. Not sure how that happened. But fortunately, we found the clip. Okay, so you're gonna cue the elevator. After you cue the elevator, you're gonna be thrown into another chase sequence because there are gonna be enemies behind you. And what you're trying to do here is you're trying to wrap around so you can get back to the elevator. This is actually gonna be one of the chases where you get tired, but you gotta keep pressing that sprint key. You gotta keep clicking down on your PS4 controller stick, whatever it is that you're using to sprint in this game, and you gotta persevere until you get to that elevator. Once again, I'm still using my light just because I don't know the path, but you're gonna know the path. Just keep moving. This is typical Outlast for you. Actually, gonna be a cat off to your right and to your left, but go in between those guys and make your way to the elevator. You actually do this as a cinematic, so you don't have to worry about clicking any buttons. And here's where the clip switches to the end of the mines. I did this section a lot faster in my redo as I was trying to test a few things. That's why it's a giant cut there. And I actually did learn a lot. I'll get to it as the scene comes up, but right now you're gonna be busy falling down an elevator, so hang on to your chair. Actually gonna fall a few more feet. A few more 100 feet, actually. Don't worry, you're not gonna die. This is all scripted. Okay, now here's the part that's important. I actually did die here. and I died because the elevator crushed me. So what you want to do is you want to go behind the elevator and drop down. Once you drop down, you don't have much time before the elevator collapses on you. So once you drop down and find your entrance point into the elevator, get out of the shaft. I would hate to see that one of you guys commented on my video and told me that you died right here. You don't have a lot of time. Jump immediately. I'm looking up just to show you guys that you can die here. So if you don't believe me, there's your video proof.
I can still save her. Jess, Lynn. Her name is Lynn.
I'm actually gonna go through that again real quick. You have a small window of time. Just make sure you're not preoccupied in the elevator. There's literally nothing that you can get down there. There's not a note, there's not a battery, there's not a bandage. Once you get out of the elevator, just jump out of the shaft. Now when I went back for testing, it was because I wanted to test a different strategy. I have my reasons. Because one, I looked at PS4 Trophy's guide on that, and although that strategy where you run into the, let's call him a cat, at the end of the mine, he has a strategy where you kind of slip through the small crack in the wall, and then you let the cat enemy grab you and take you out. He doesn't damage you if that happens, but I found that it just kept getting stuck on things and I couldn't even find the hole. There is light there, but it's so small you can't really see it. So I found a new strategy that works, and we'll discuss it as we get to it. So right now you're gonna just go down the ladder. Oh, here's another tip. Make sure that you're holding on to the ladder, or you decide to actually go to the top of the ladder and not just jump and fall down. It didn't kill me, but if you're not paying attention, you won't grab onto the ladder and you'll die from fall damage. So I did grab onto the ladder there, but if you want to really play it safe, then just go to the top of the ladder where your character will automatically grab on. Then you don't have to worry about dying. There's nothing really here that can harm you. Just gotta make sure you know the path once again. It gets dark down here. And once again, you're in a dark area, but you're going for the Messiah trophy, so 1, make sure you know the path, and 2, you have all the time in the world as long as an enemy is not chasing you. Don't feel the need to rush. Okay, so you're hopping over here, and there is going to be a cat enemy. Right when he's dropping down, run back into the door. Alright? Lock it, put it in your pocket. There has been cases where there has been enemies coming off to the right. Since I'm in the locker now, I had to change my orientation, or directions. But there has been cases where enemies has followed me back there. You want to pretty much make sure you're in the clear. Just stay in the locker for a couple seconds. Make sure you're not hearing any sound effects from the enemies. And the first cat enemy will actually go off into the room right there. So what I like to do for this strategy, since there will be an enemy chasing you at the end of the mine, you want to make sure you have a door open to your left. No, not to your left, to your right. And you can tell that you've made it to that section because you're gonna see a small light above your head when you're running. The door will actually be there. I'm running back to it now because I missed it. Right there. You want to open up that door so you're ready to run into it once you're getting chased. I believe I kept in here the clip. I may have not kept in the clip. It might have been from my earlier recording session. But I did get hit a few times. I did die a few times back here. So you want to make sure you're fast on your feet when you get to the end of the mine. This might actually be one of those good parts in the strategy where you decide to turn backwards because you know there is an enemy chasing you. Gonna keep moving a few steps forward here, and you can actually hear the music before the chase starts. So listen for that, and once you know that the music is cued, haul butt to the door. Alright? And the whole ordeal here is that you want to slam that door behind you and peek out of the door. Now, since the new update of the game has come out, microphone no longer uses batteries. So you want to use that microphone to your advantage, and I've found that either the enemy passes you off to your left, or you'll hear that he opens up the door, and actually not the door you're standing in, obviously, but the door that is in front of you. He actually will go into that door, and you can hear him close it, close it, and then you're safe to go. So I either flash my light and wait for him to pass by, or so you don't have to flash any light, just listen for those red clicks. Not listen for the red clicks, but wait for the red on the microphone to pop up, and you know there will be an enemy right there, because me in this video editing, I know that once my volume gets too loud, you go into the red. So, pro tip. And we're actually going to be finishing up the commentary here soon. You just want to make sure that you pull this back all the way. Don't block the mechanism right there before you want to pull it. So pull it all the way back and then pull the mechanism so that you can switch the train that the cart is on, and then you push it out the way, and we're gonna make our way to the next section. This is actually gonna be with Val. Well, we're not gonna be talking about that in this commentary because we're at 36 minutes and 55 seconds. And I told you guys earlier that the commentary is about 40 minutes long. I didn't want this video to be too long, and the big thing that helped out here was the fact that there was literally nothing that can harm you in the raft section. I don't know why they put that in the game. Maybe they just wanted a huge section in the game that didn't have any tension involved. I don't know if they did that in the other games, other than the cutscenes that you have, but I'm just glad that there weren't any enemies that could chase us and kill us. We kinda got a break from all that tension. A moment to get our heads clear. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna wrap up the commentary. As soon as we crawl out of here, we're gonna end off the video clip. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, slap the like button down below. Comment down below happy birthday so I can know that you've seen this far in the video. Thanks for all the happy birthday wishes, and I'll talk to you guys in my next video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new for more content. Peace out.